So, last time we had left off, you guys had just gotten to Woodguard. Well, you had just woken up after staying in Woodguard for the night after you had spent that lovely day making graves for all the caravan people that didn't make it, that were obviously very, very dead. You had also gone to the mayor and found out that the current mayor that's sitting in there is not the actual mayor, but the kind of like the sit-in for the time being. And that you guys had found out that there were kind of some issues in this town, kind of more than what you expected. And turns out bringing those soldiers might have been a good idea after all, because they certainly helped in the fight against those orcs that ambushed you, unfortunately.
So someone was right.
Someone happened to get lucky.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, you guys were kind of given leave. The mayor had told you, the residing mayor had told you kind of what was going on. You had also talked with the halfling, and Basgrim was less than thrilled with her response to him.
Do we want to set up the camera so Ez has a little bit of time to study the town map that we got from her as well?
Oh, yeah.
We also received a town map and an area map.
Well, the town map is more... You don't actually have a map of
but
the town.
It's what we can see.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you walk around, it's not a big place. It'll give you a general idea of what the town sort of looks like and where you can go. As for the lumber map that you guys got, it's kind of rudimentary, but it does have some important points on it. You may want to talk around town and see what people know about different things. And it doesn't seem like orcs are just the only problem here. There seems to be kind of like a plethora of shit going on, and not a lot of people seem to have... it doesn't seem like any one person has the answer to all these things, or even exactly know. So it'll be up to you guys to kind of investigate the town, figure out what's going on, and see if you can fix it. Ezra, here's the map for you.
We still haven't located Leovar.
No, Leovar is still MIA.
Great. Lovely. Fantastic. Love that. I also almost called him two other names before I remembered the name.
I saw.
Yes, Travell is still not operationally here.
That's rude. But I mean, the other... Lauren
As he
starts
will
with an
never be.
L. But fair.
To be fair, I would... If you mistake Leovar for Lawrence, I get it. Like, they're very close. They do have some slight differentiations, but yeah, for sure. Travell, I go like,
Nah.
Leovar is pretty... That's like a good throwaway.
Yeah. Okay, so we just finished talking
To the mayor
to the mayor.
and the halfling.
Yeah, right, yeah. Were we gonna... I think we were gonna look for Leovar, right?
We were, if I last remember, we were on the northeast side of town, and Brina was starting to scope out the area a bit.
Yeah, you guys went to the wall, I remember at one point, to
Yeah,
kind of look some stuff over.
and there was work being done on the wall itself.
Yes. There was some damage to the wall. Not horrendous, just...
And they're all wooden.
Yeah, it's all wood walls.
So,
Well, it's easy to make wood walls when you have a forest.
true.
Wooden walls do seem to be holding up well against the orcs itself. They are easy to repair.
Oh yeah, and then you discussed preparing like stone shape tomorrow.
He doesn't have stone wall. He thought he
I have Stone Shape. Wall of
Oh.
Stone is a 5th level spell, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Sad.
stone shape. It takes like 2 to patch like a real hole. I remember doing that before.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not cost effective.
I mean, if we had enough stone,
It's a remake, but it's not too bad.
So, you guys have kind of your run of the town. Again, I kind of said what you guys need to do. It is up to you guys to investigate or
Figure it out.
go out and start kicking orc butt. Up to you.
Oh yeah, we already have the map of.
Yeah.
Well, the rough map of.
Yeah, you have
Like-
a very rough map of the woods.
They're over in this area.
Yeah,
this way.
it's not. Don't expect it to be geographically solid. It's
Yeah, no.
more like this thing's far away from us, so we put it far away on the map.
And it's in that rough direction.
Yep.
So that's where we would roughly need to go.
I would much prefer finding our entire party before we did that, though.
Leovar's probably.
Yes,
out
that's
there.
why we are still in town.
Well, remember, there are still things that you could possibly find out in town. So, up to you guys if you want to make friends.
Yep.
I don't even know where to start looking for him. But
Well, let's not start looking for him. Let's start looking for information.
fair.
He'll find us, or we'll bump into him somewhere down the road. It's
Probably both.
probably both.
Let's be fair.
What time of day is it again? Mid?
It's like 1.
Okay.
You guys slept for most of the day. Probably more like 2, realistically. But
I guess we could go try to find like a guard place.
I mean, if you go to the wall, there are guards there.
Yeah. See if we can talk to like a captain of the guard or something like that. So we go and do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you get to the wall, there are the set of guards for this town, kind of patrolling. You can tell that a lot of them seem kind of on edge, probably because they're not really trained for this. Like they're town guards, not soldiers. Like
They're meant
fighting.
for very small skirmishers.
Yeah, they're used to breaking up bar fights. Maybe the occasional guy with a sword, but not what you saw back there. Like orcs are ready to fight and they're ready to die. These guys are. You can easily tell that they're shaken up. However, there seems to be at least a few among them that seem to be at least somewhat battle hardened, maybe retired or otherwise, just kind of older people. If you approach the first, do you guys just approach the first city or town guard that you see?
I would say yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's approaching? Or is it everybody?
I think everyone, I'll kind of be in front,
Okay. Roll me D10.
give a little wave. D10, D10, D10. I rolled 3.
A 3?
Yeah.
Okay. So you approach this guard, sees you approach, and he just kind of goes. He kind of looks at you, and he looks at everybody. He just kind of goes like, "Are you guys the adventurers that I heard about that came in?"
Yes, we are.
Oh, okay. I was about to tell you to watch out because we don't know about the walls, but from what I heard, it sounds like you could hold your own. So the more the merrier. He kind of nervously laughs. Just,
We've been informed about the walls as well. So,
Can I help you?
we were just wondering how you all were holding up. We know the city's been having a time the last few months. And we're also looking for the last of our party. If you've seen him around, kind of ragtag looking. And I gave like a brief description of.
He
Levi.
kind of shakes his head and goes, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure that would stick out around here.
Yeah, fairly.
Yeah, fair.
Especially the hat. But I haven't seen anything like that. No, if you're looking, I mean, we're not trained for this kind of stuff. So there's only about there's less than 30 of us. So it's a small town. So
Well, we have some more reinforcements here from.
yeah,
the
no,
house,
and
so-
that's great. I mean, honestly, that alone is just very nice to have. I mean, I wish there was more, but
Hopefully, we can have a good rest for a little bit.
I mean, they look like they've seen some. They look experienced. We're just guards.
Can
And-
verify they are definitely experienced, though Another thing, if you could point me to the infirmary, I don't think we're going to be heading too far outside the walls today. I can provide some healing for those who have been injured in previous attacks.
We don't really have an infirmary in town. I mean, you can go to the fort. We're kind of keeping some of the sick or the hurt there, but there's no
Specific
hospital
field.
to say. I mean, we're just a small town.
Fair enough.
He kind of goes, is there anything else I can help you with?
If you could perhaps point us in the direction of people that might know a little bit more about the orcs or the fighting, or who've seen anything recently from the attacks.
He kind of thinks for a minute. He kind of goes, I mean, our closest thing to like a person in charge is Rule. You can go talk to them, but outside of that, I mean, I don't know too much about that. I mean, I've had to fight these things, and they're scary. It's just like there's orcs are scary.
And these ones are definitely not traditional orcs either. So I can imagine. Where could I find them?
Rule just the barracks. If you go to the barracks, they'll be there.
All right. Well, try to take a breath, hold steady, but we'll do everything we can to make sure that you and yours are safe.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Also on that note, would you know anything about the general state of your supplies of weapons and armor, or would that be another question for Rule?
He kind of shrugs and he kind of goes like, honestly, it's not good. I'm gonna be totally honest. Our blacksmith is in jail right now, so
What?
that's complicated. If you want to know any more about that, he puts up his hands. He kind of goes, you're gonna have to talk to Rule. I don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Understood. Well,
I'll have my work cut out for me in the nights then, too. Fun.
let's we'll go ahead and take our leave then and see what else we can't find out.
Good luck.
I appreciate it.
He waves you off.
After like walking away like 30, 40, 50 feet, I just turn to them. Why is there blacksmith in jail during a siege of the town? That
Probably did something stupid.
we should probably figure that out soon.
Yeah, or I'm going to have my work very, very cut out for me.
Yeah, and we need you in combat. I'm assuming not today, like you said, but they'll need your help more than you can really spare.
I can, at least for today, do some patchwork on armor and weapons and heal the wounded while we gather information and get ready to go out tomorrow.
Fair. Well, It seems like we should probably head to the blacksmith, because that seems where we'll get the majority of our information from, and where you can also help them with that.
Yeah, to the guard captain it is.
We'll
You guys head to
over there.
the barracks? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so you guys head to the barracks. When you get to the barracks, you can see that the barracks is kind of like a wide building, and it has what looks to be some stables, and right next to the barracks you can actually see what looks to be probably a prison. It's because it's built completely different. It's got like concrete, bars, all that stuff. Whereas the barracks still has some reinforcement, but it's not like solid concrete or solid stone like that building is. As you walk up to the barracks, you can tell there's basically nobody here. Like, it's like a ghost town, probably because everybody's on the walls or doing other stuff. And if the other guards to be believed, there's only like 30 of them, and this is not a small town, but it's for 30 guards, you got a lot of space to cover. So when you get into the barracks, you knock on the door basically swings open. There's like 2 people inside, and one of them immediately walks up to you and just kind of goes, "Business?"
We are the adventuring party that came into town.
Oh, he kind of goes, Is there something I can help you with? We're very busy here today. No offense, just there's not a lot of us to go around.
None taken. We're here to offer assistance. We were
Oh,
looking
thank God.
for someone named Rule.
Oh, yeah, she's in the back. Let me get a moment. And he disappears. About 5-6 minutes later, this female kind of half-elf walks up, and she's in nice armor. You can definitely tell that it's seen its days, though, and probably hasn't been properly fitted for her. And she just kind of comes up. She's like, I was told that you were asking for me.
I am Vera. We are the party Uncommon Valor. Gar, Thera, Bosgrim. One of our party members were still... He's checking out things. But we heard that there might be...
He wouldn't happen to have a weird hat, would he?
He does indeed.
Okay. Yeah, he's still here.
Like in the barracks?
I'm assuming he's
Or
in
in
jail.
the jail.
Well,
I'm assuming
he's
jail.
in the prison, but he's not in a prison cell.
May we ask what he's up to?
He came asking here about the blacksmith.
Understanding we were going to have a similar question to that. In addition to, I motioned to Bosgrim. We have one of our own that can help repair.
Well, anything that you can
Some.
offer would be nice. She kind of goes, is there any questions that I can answer for you? Otherwise, I really need to get back to some work.
I can also provide healing as well as blacksmith services, so I can help patch
All the
up
peop-
armor and whatnot.
All the people that are hurt are currently in the fort. That's the safest area that we have here. She kind of goes, as far as patchwork or anything else, I mean, we have so many outdated pieces of armor and things that need to be fixed. She goes, before we threw the blacksmith in jail, we only had one blacksmith and an apprentice, and he's in jail now, so...
Is he going to be leaving the jail anytime soon or no?
Unfortunately, no.
Got it.
Point me into the direction of the forge and send people who need repairs.
The
I will
forge is
start
shut
with
down
that
for the time
today.
being. I can't give you access to the forge until we've properly searched it.
I wish I had my idea working then.
So I guess you're off to the fort.
Yeah, to the fort it is.
Do you guys wish to talk to your party member?
We
Oh no, we're gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will want to talk to Leovar, yeah. So if you get, I'll meet you guys at the fort if you'd like.
Well, I'm not very good at the information gathering, so I was going to put my skills to use.
Well, Gar can go with you.
Fair enough.
Okay,
But yes,
alright.
we'll head that direction.
Okay. So you head towards the fort, and you go back to Leovar.
Yeah.
So when you get to, when you walk to the back of this barracks area, it leads into what looks to be a prison cell area.
I'm banking that it's a half-orc.
You'll find out soon enough. You can see that most of the cells are pretty empty. There are some people that are kind of like shouting and stuff like that, but there's a guard in here, and he at first confronts you, but one of the other guards kind of talks to him for a second. He's like, oh yeah, let me lead you back there. Your friend's back there right now anyways. And you kind of get to like probably the back half of this whole area, and off to the right you see Leovar sitting in like a stool, and he's like laughing, and you just hear this loud kind of like hearty laugh coming from this cell. And as he sees you, he's just like, oh, hey Vera, come on over here.
I walk over and I just like give a little wave.
Okay. He waves you back and kind of goes, come over here, I want you to meet this guy. He's kind of awesome.
I go back there and I look in the cell and I, hello.
So you see that there's this big sort of half-orc looking dude. He's got like the big tusks, he's got dark green skin, his hair's cut back real nice. He appears to kind of be like a younger man, kind of. And he's kind of sitting there and like he's laughing, and Leovar's like breaking some bread with him and giving him some food. Obviously the guard that's kind of like sitting behind, like watching Leovar, doesn't seem like too happy about this, but who knows why he's letting Leovar do this.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so the half-orc just kind of goes like, oh, hi, and he noticeably takes a step back from
Yeah.
you, and when he sees you, and Leovar kind of goes like, no, she's cool, I promise. Like
I just give kind of a sigh and I like cross my arms.
he just
and-
kind of goes like, no offense, her kind and I really haven't gotten along lately, and
I, unfortunately, not that I would expect you to think any less, can understand where you're coming from. I am a southern elf, and there are some noticeable differences between my kind and our northern brethren, especially the fact that my kind tend to be mostly refugees that do not see
he kind of goes like,
the same courtesy as
roll diplomacy.
That was almost a 19 and I'm gonna cry. 15.
Yeah, he just kind of goes like, I mean, all right.
I understand. I just kind of like look at Leovar and I look at the blacksmith and then back to Leovar. I guess I don't really need to ask why he's in here.
Leovar kind of goes like, you really don't. Kind of goes.
Got it.
He goes, on that note though, he kind of goes, we need to make sure Django doesn't get seen.
Oh. Fuck.
Because they're accusing this guy of all sorts of shit, and honestly, from his side of the story, it just sounds like he's just a fucking half-orc. He just happens to have family out there, and he doesn't really agree with them. He's lived here for like basically his whole life, but the second this shit started going down, they just blamed him.
That's always
And-
how it's going to be.
Yeah, so I think we need to, if you want to, I'm kind of staying here with him for the
That's
time
fine
being.
with me.
Or I can go get Django. Just someone needs to tell Django that he needs to,
I can go meet with Django. I'll grab Thera.
because I'm sure
that
if they
way.
try to apprehend Django, there's gonna be a problem.
Yes, there would be.
Yeah.
Just a heads up, we have met with the acting mayor. I don't know if you've seen her yet.
No.
So
Scale 1 to 10.
7.
Okay, so she's probably a 6.
Actual mayor went missing quite a while ago,
Oh, goody.
like last month.
That's wonderful.
They are happy that our reinforcements from the noble house are here.
I mean, considering the hodgepodge string of what they have here, I actually think bringing those soldiers was probably a good idea in the long run.
Yeah, ditto. And we have a
And
map.
they've already proven that they're actually pretty competent.
I like the soldiers.
Yeah, they're not bad.
So
I love the soldiers, especially what's her face.
yeah, she's cool. Do I have the map on me, or did someone else take the map? Did one of you two take the
I
map?
believe that was you.
Me? Okay, cool.
I say or Thera.
I'm just imagining that Brina probably would have come with me, maybe.
More or less, probably.
Just assuming.
The fort's where Leoril is back at, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she wouldn't want to go there. So I just pull out the map, the rudimentary map, and hand it to Leovar for your looking over when you have the moment. I've already glanced over it myself, but it gives the locations of the orc encampments, and it looks like there might be other things going on here as well. Gar and Bosgrim are at the fort attempting to heal and help where they can. So
Okay.
I'll go
He
check
kind of
in
goes,
on-
honestly, I think we need to get this guy out of jail if we can.
I
That's going to be probably one of the more important things that we do, because this guy can help. And the fact that they have
He
him
can.
in jail just because he's a half-orc is kind of ridiculous. All right, so, Jess, what are you doing?
So I'll kind of like look at the half orc again real quick and give like a little bow. And I didn't happen to catch your name.
Oh, my name's David.
Nice to meet you, David. I will take care of our friend, and then as soon as that's resolved, I will see what I can't do to get everything else handled. So, I'll give him like a little wave and head out quickly.
Okay, so you head out.
So, and then I'll go to where our caravan was last.
So you guys stopped off at the rest place. It was Fargon's rest place. That was like right when you got in.
Got it. Okay.
So
So yeah, I'll head back there and see if the carriage is still there.
it's still there.
Right, I'll head up and I'll like knock on it and see if Django's anywhere around.
Remember, they usually stay out in the carriage. They don't usually get rooms.
No, yeah, that I'm knocking on the carriage.
Okay. So you see the kid pop out. He just kind of goes like, "Hey, what's up?"
Hey, you seen Django?
I haven't seen him for like an hour.
Last time you saw him, was he in the bar? Do you know where
he went inside for a little bit. He hasn't come back out.
Got it. Okay, cool. Thank you. I was just looking for him. So I'll head in. The kid is a
He's a human.
Perfect. Cool. So I'll just leave him be. And I'll head inside quickly.
Okay. So you get inside. You see Django in there. He's kind of just sitting at the bar drinking. The halfling that was there last time is kind of having a good laugh with him. Roll D20 sense motive.
I'm rolling like shit again tonight. Rolled a 4. I got a 4.
Yep. Don't worry about it. Just
Great. Lovely. Love it. Can I sense motive Django and see if he's actually comfortable?
yeah, sure.
13.
He looks fine.
Okay. I'll head over and I'll slide into the seat next to him.
He just kind of goes like, "Hey, what's
Hey.
going on?"
Not much. How is it going?
I mean, I've been in worse towns, but you know.
Mind if I steal you outside for a minute or two and talk to you?
Yeah, sure.
And I'll just lead him back out and like into the carriage and ask if I could talk to him in the carriage.
Sure. So, the kid steps out and you step inside with Django and kind of goes, "What's this about?"
I don't know if they're gonna try to pin anything on you, but this town isn't exactly the best to half-orcs.
Yeah, I've kind of figured that pretty much when they started talking about orcs attacking people. I've been in this situation before.
They put their blacksmith in jail.
Well, they're really stupid.
They have no properly kept gear, and they're insisting on keeping him in jail. I'm gonna see what I can't do after this to get him out, but I just wanted to make sure that you were good and that nothing else came to a head if we can avoid it. But also, I'm not gonna want you to be taken into jail because we wouldn't let that happen as much as you wouldn't let that happen. So,
Well, he kind of goes, "I'll probably just buy a room and stay in there as much as I can, and I'll just have the kid do food runs."
okay.
But that's about the best plan I got.
Okay, and the bartender seemed okay? Didn't seem to be causing you any guff?
Kind of goes like, "I didn't sense anything wrong with the bartender.
Okay,
Seemed to be chummy. I don't know about the other people in the bar, but
fair. I'm trying to see if I miss quail tokens, how they used to work, and I miss, like, the telepathic messages.
Yeah.
I miss them a lot. I don't have any more potions of invisibility. Brina, are you there?
I don't know. Am I with you?
I was assuming that you were palling around with me because you probably would want to avoid the fort because that's where the little... that's where, our scribe is. From the
I have no
nobles.
problem with the scribe, but I know our team does not like her. But yes, I'd be probably palling around then.
Do you happen to have a potion of invisibility?
You did give me one. Wait, no. I remember you gave me a potion at one point. It was spider climb, and then I believe. Oh, you gave me 2 potions, spider climb. I used one before.
Okay.
No, I do not have invisibility, but I can cast it upon myself due to rock cross.
Okay. I was just gonna see if we didn't have something to give him in case he needed to slip away, but he should be fine. I know he'll be fine.
I have a pass without a trace potion.
I don't know that would necessarily help, because he could. The risk is if they decide to try to jail him, he's gonna beat their ass and further decimate their numbers, and then it's just gonna not be good.
I mean, I don't think Django would do that, but at the same time,
He wouldn't let himself be just taken to jail. Like that's the main thing. Like he wouldn't just let himself be taken to jail and leave the kid alone. Like
Unless he was trying to keep the peace and, trying to show, like, hey, I'm not like them.
maybe, but I don't know.
That'd be if you can convince them that.
Yeah.
If their blacksmith can't, who's fixing all their shit, can't convince them.
Who's lived here most of his life.
Yeah, I think they're gonna easily be like, "Hey, yo, rando,
Yeah.
get out here."
So, yeah, just I look back at Django. Just stay safe. If anyone tries to give you guff, I mean, just stay safe. Name drop us if you have to, because as much as I don't want to piss off a noble house, I protect my friends first.
Or send the kid to
kinda goes
find
like-
us.
Oh, I appreciate that you think I'm your friend. He kind of goes,
I mean, you've already fought with us. You've already kept us safe, too. So,
have I fought with you?
technically the orcs.
I didn't really fight.
Hey, you kind
You
of.
was
helped
just-
us bury bodies for like several hours.
I mean,
think we
yeah,
bounded.
I if that's what it takes. He just kind of laughs. He kind of goes like, I should be fine. He kind of goes like,
All right,
I just won't keep my fart. I won't keep my sword too far from me.
sounds good.
And if in
Right.
case you do run into issues, send the kid to find us. We'll head it back as soon as possible.
Well, I'll do what I can, but I can't promise anything. Kind of goes, you never know.
Fair. We'll just have to see. All right, I'm gonna go see if I can't hopefully smooth talk my way into getting this blacksmith out of jail. Bless you.
Okay, so you head back. Ez, Josh.
We head to the fort.
Yep, you guys get to the fort. When you get to the fort, it's probably the only structure here that has like stone other than the prison block. You can see that it's got some stone walls that are reinforced. It has mostly wooden construction outside of like the wall base and what looks to be like the fort base. Everything beyond that is just reinforced wood and other things of that nature. The doors are open right now, and you see one guard standing out front, and he kind of looks at you guys, and as you guys walk up to him, he just kind of goes like, "Can I help you?"
We're hoping to be able to help you a bit with some healing if there's anybody that's injured.
Are you guys clerics?
Well, he is.
I am.
Oh, yeah, sure. Go right inside. When you get inside, just take a right, and there will be some beds set up with people that are injured. Kind of goes, we could use all the help that we could get.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Also, that would probably be a question for someone else. Never mind. Thank you.
Sure.
So I'll just head in and
I'll walk in with him.
head towards the place where I was directed for injured people.
Okay.
Where's the... How was this fort like set up as we like walk into it?
It's
pretty basic fort setup, but you guys only get through like the first area and then off to the right.
Like, do I see anything down to the left? Or straight ahead?
What are you looking for?
I just want to see if there's anything else of interest to look at.
Well,
or
they
go
probably
talk
don't
to
want
people.
you going anywhere else, but if you continue straight, it looks like it opens up, and then there's some more stuff going on back there, but there is a door that's only half open, so one side is closed, the other half is open, and you see what looks to be maybe some soldiers or something like that going off. And off to your left, there's another reinforced wooden door that is closed, but it looks like a lot of this place has been cleared out, and like there was stuff here, obviously, because it's like pushed to the side, but with everything going on, it looks like they've kind of made room for it to be more fort-like. This looks like it was definitely used more as like probably like a banquet hall for a long time, maybe like a meeting area.
No, I'll just follow Bosman.
So you go off to the right. When you get down over there, you see that there's what looks to be like maybe like a large room. There are no partitions or anything else like that. There seems to be 2 people providing what looks to be medical care for about like probably 25 people, and there's only like 30 beds here, but there's a bunch of people in beds just injured or not doing well. When you get in here, however, one of the people walks over to you immediately. It appears to be some young man. He kind of goes, "Sir, are you injured? Do you need anything?"
I was actually here to offer my assistance. While I'm not very good with the medicinal side of healing, I am a cleric.
Oh, well, then you'll want to talk to and he points to this other guy. This other guy walks over, and he appears to be like a older man, like very old. He has glasses on, hair white as snow, and just wrinkles for days, and appears like his hands are very bloody, and he's got this apron on that's covered in like dry blood, and he's got what looks to be on his right side like a whole bunch of different surgical utensils, and his apprentice or whoever this is with him also seems to have like a bag of different like bandages and things like that. And he walks up to you and just kind of goes, "I'm sorry, you said you were a cleric?"
Yes.
Kind of goes, "Then I could use your help. Do you know how to set a bone?"
Unfortunately, I do not know that much about the medicinal side, but the magic is
I don't.
useful for closing wounds and...
Well, then you will be
preventing-
following me around as I perform the surgery necessary, and then you will heal the wounds that I leave afterwards. Does that sound okay to you?
That would be perfect.
Wonderful. Please follow me. What are you doing here?
I was just following him. I'm just a fighter.
I don't need a fighter.
Oh, yeah.
All these people in here are from people that were fighters or from drinking bad water. If you don't need to be here, get out.
I just do like a hand gesture, and then like, okay, bye bye. And I just walk out.
Okay. Ezra, this guy drags you over to someone immediately, and basically what you see, you don't have heal, do you? No, you don't have any. So what you see is there's this guy who has obviously been hit with something. You're not sure exactly what, but he's got a big bloody bandage, like center mass. You're not sure exactly what the problem is, other than he's got a hole in his chest, because you're not a doctor. And the guy kind of goes like, "All right, follow me. I'm going to start performing surgery. I'm going to need you to use your healing to sew up the wounds as I go. Are you ready?"
Yes.
All right. So he keeps you very busy. For all intents and purposes, you're going to be busy for the next hour as this guy performs surgery on a whole bunch of people. And basically, you're going to need to burn cure lights or better for all these, because these are not...
Yeah, these aren't minor wounds.
No, these are very invasive surgeries. However, you have craft weapons and craft armor, right?
Correct.
Okay, roll your craft weapons.
Of course, I roll a 6. 17. Or am I applying masterwork to this
No.
as well?
No.
Okay, yeah, 17.
Okay. So what you can tell is obviously from the wounds that these guys have, they were obviously caused by big weapons, probably by orcs. And unfortunately, if you try to talk to this guy during any point during his surgery, he basically tells you to shut the fuck up because he's like concentrating. And he's very snippy with you. He's still respectful of you, but he's like in his zone doing his thing. And so if you interrupt him at all, he just like shuts you up.
I'm probably used to this from being at the actual cleric training. Where I didn't pay a whole lot of attention, but I got the magic down, so...
Yeah, I mean, the clerical training's more like, here, read a book and ask God to give you powers. This is more like, this man has obviously trained in actually performing, like, a heal check, unlike your ass. And he's removing bits and sealing up wounds, and then you're providing the cure lights as he, like, stitches together shit.
So it's like doctors versus like spiritual herbalist people.
Kinda. Yeah, as is the spiritual herbalist right now.
Except for you don't use herbs. Except for cooking, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, he
And
throws a
it
book at
actually
it.
works.
Yeah. He throws a book at it and goes like, God, fix it. And it does. 20 years I spent fixing how to set a bone. Regeneration. Fuck your god.
So yeah, I've got 5 first level cures, 4 second, and like I've got charges on the one, though I would probably try to avoid using those unless it's like a dire situation.
Okay, so he's gonna get through. Let me roll dice. Oh, he's gonna get through 7 surgeries. He's on a roll today. So you'll need cure lights for all those, or better.
Yeah, if there's one that looks like obviously worse than the other, I'll use the mods on that. But yeah,
They're all. None of
They're
them
all
are good. Yeah. So, but
Okay.
after like a solid hour of doing this, he kind of steps back and sits down, and he takes off his glasses and starts cleaning them. And he kind of goes, "Thank you. It is very long work to do this." He kind of goes, "I'm sorry, I did not get your name. What is your name?"
I'm Basgrim Orwin.
Basgrim Oren. Well, thank you, Basgrim. He kind of goes, "I am not the clerical type, but I do more physical work."
You can do that if that's enough to earn my respect. Unfortunately, I spent most of my time in a forge rather than in a healer's hut outside of the actual clerical training.
He kind of laughs. He kind of goes, "Well, at least you learn how to fix something. You just learn how to fix the thing that's supposed to stop this."
More or less.
It appears so. Kind of goes, "I'm sorry, I have not properly introduced myself. My name is Samuel."
It is a pleasure to meet you, Samuel. And this is a human?
Yeah, he's an old human.
Oh, venerable.
Yeah, he's up there. Like, he's got the whole Snow White hair, glasses, wrinkles all over the place.
Well, perhaps I might learn a thing or two about fixing this sort of stuff by the time we're done here.
Well, hopefully, if you're a cleric, you should know a thing or two. But it doesn't seem like you know how to... You don't know the front end from the back end, my friend.
Not much. The magic's cured most of what I've needed it to, unfortunately. Or, well, fortunately.
My friend, magic will not fix everything.
I am
Although, don't
sadly aware of that.
let me take that away from you. You've done more than I could do in a week, in a few seconds.
Yeah, but I can't set a bone, and that takes far longer than anything I do.
True. You also don't know how to remove an arrowhead or stitch up a proper wound.
The magic helps with a lot of that.
Yes. Except when it's
Unfortunately,
effective.
just pulling an arrow out hurts.
Yes. Anyways, he wipes off his glasses. Unfortunately, my old hands can't do any more for the time being. I'm going to have to take a rest. Is there anything that you need, Basgrim? Otherwise, I'm going to go lay down for a little bit. Are you going to be here?
Me and my party may or may not venture out in the days forward, but if I have leftover spells, I will definitely come check in at the end of the days.
Well, I'm going to need you here tonight, so I will be up in probably about another hour, and I'm going to perform more surgery.
I
If
will
you can
do
spare
what
the
I can.
time.
I don't believe we're going to be leaving tonight, so
Good. These people need you now.
understood. Thank you. And then I will head out.
Okay, you head out. All right. Josh, what are you doing?
So after I get kicked out, I will. So there was just the one guard at the front.
Mhm.
I'm gonna try to chat it up with him.
Roll diplomacy.
A 4.
He tells you to go away. What's your bonus to diplomacy?
Nothing.
Yeah, he tells you to go away.
Yeah, I am the find out info, not the talk directly to people. Is
So you walk up to him and you're like, "Hey, how's it going?" He goes, "Nope, go away."
okay. I guess then I will. There hasn't been a real spot where there's been like a lot of guards nearby, has there?
The walls. That's about the closest that you're gonna get. Remember, there's like only 30 guards in this town, and there were definitely some in that infirmary.
Yeah. Well, I suppose I'll take my time. I will attempt to gather information from the guards on the wall. Like, I'll just, like, chat it up with them and if they'll allow me to. Because I'd like to find out more about, like, what's been happening in this town and if anybody happens to know what happened with, like, other... Because, wait, inside the jail, we only knew about the blacksmith being in jail.
Yeah, there's other people in jail, but they didn't really talk about them.
Oh, okay.
What exactly are you trying to find out? That makes a difference in the gather information check.
So I'm going to try to find out what people's thoughts are about everything that's been going on. So, like, the guard's viewpoint on it. And, like, what happened with the blacksmith.
Those two things?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's try to get the feel
Roll
for
a
it.
gather information check. However, you do get a -5.
Okay. A 10. Total.
You said on blacksmith and like general.
Like, how people are feeling about what's been going on. Like, kind of get their vibes of, like, I think it's because of this, or, like those type of rumors. That's what I want to kind of pick
Okay.
up on.
You got a 10 total?
Yes.
Okay. So you don't get a lot, unfortunately, and it takes you like 4 hours or 3 hours to get this information. You talk with them and like you talk to each one and kind of make some merriment and like as best as you can, but they just don't seem to want to talk to you for some reason. The second you kind of bring up the blacksmith, they're kind of like, they just kind of like don't talk to you about it. However, you do get the general feeling that most of the guards are very worn out. Like these guys aren't prepared for this. Like, you've been on the front line, you've seen soldiers. These guys are guards. They're not soldiers. There's a difference, and you know the difference. And the difference is these guys probably saw maybe a few weeks of training, whereas soldiers train for they're trained for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So these guys are doing the best they can with what they have. However, that isn't a lot.
Fair. Very fair. Do they have, like equipment-wise, as I'm talking to them, the different guys, what sort of equipment do they have? Is it like...
Most of them are wearing like scale mail, and
Are they using, like, bows? Like...
they have bows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have bows and they have like swords and stuff, but most of the stuff that they have is like scale mail with some like wooden shields, long swords that are pretty I've definitely seen better days. Their gear isn't garbage, but it's certainly not the best.
Would it be possible, like, while doing this, just to be like, oh, do you need any help with, like, a bow? Like, as part of the... I mean, I know I failed the check, but as part of it, like, to get to talk to them, like, oh, try to give pointers on, like, how to use a bow or stuff like that?
I mean, that's longer than, like... yeah, you can. And roll a diplomacy plus... What's your base attack bonus?
8.
Plus 8.
On nat 20.
So, like, a couple of them are actually very happy that you kind of, like, point out, like, how to use this stuff, although some of them are not as happy because they don't like you telling them how to do their shit. You kind of get a mixed bag. Most of them seem pretty appreciative of it.
Are they using, like, short bows?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so for me, it's my long bow. So, hey, it works out. I can literally teach them.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's what I do as part of the, like, as the ruse for the gather information.
Okay. Yeah, no, they appreciate it, but you don't really get a lot out of it. Roll a D100 for me, however.
$46.
Okay, don't worry about it. All right, Ezra, you come back in an hour and help with stuff, or do you do? You basically have an hour before the surgeon's gonna want you again.
Yeah, I just pretty much just hang out until the surgeon needs me more.
Okay.
Unless there's something else that pops up, so to speak.
Probably not, but Jess, you get back to the prison.
Oh boy. Me, who seriously debates summoning a unicorn just to help convince elves to listen to me.
Well, the person in charge is a half elf, not an elf.
I mean, yeah.
Unless you want to talk to the mayor. The mayor was an elf, but
Oh,
I don't know if I'd start summoning stuff in town.
that was a joke. So yeah, I'll go in and I'll look around, see if I see Brule, and if I don't, I'd ask.
Yeah, she's in front. She appears to be. You can see that she's organizing boxes and like checking them, and seems to be looking for something specific. But
I would just kind of walk over.
she puts the lid back on the box that she was going through. Can I help you?
So I was wondering if there was anything we could do to help investigate for the forge to be able to help turn it back on. Because that might be the most help if you're not willing to. Well, what is the blacksmith in for?
Roll a diplomacy at -5.
Oh god. Great. Okay. Yeah, that didn't do anything. 14.
She kind of looks at you and just kind of sits there for a second, and she kind of goes, the blacksmith is in because the blacksmith was accused with collusion of helping the orcs.
Oh, what did he do?
That's harder to understand exactly. There are a lot of accusations being thrown at him, and unfortunately we can't exactly... He won't give us the full story. So we don't exactly know, but I also can't have the rest of the town wanting to tear down the blacksmith.
If he was there with one of our adventurers, would that help?
Genuinely, I don't think so. There are a lot of people that are accusing him of a lot of crazy stuff right now. And unfortunately, I don't have the resources to go in there and start searching around, but I also can't just open it back up.
Can I sense motive her?
Yeah, go for it.
13.
She seems to be being genuine.
Like, not... She doesn't necessarily share the same sentiment as the rest of the town. It's more she's just trying to avoid another thing.
The best that you get is that she's doing the best that she can with what she knows.
Mm-hmm.
So whether or not that is her being mildly influenced by the people or the situation, you can't exactly pick up on. But she doesn't seem to be outwardly like, fuck this guy because he's a half-orc.
Yeah, not outwardly hostile, at least.
Yeah.
Bear just kind of thinks for a second and do you think there might be something we could do to help the people's opinion as a
goes
party?
like, I'm gonna be honest with you, there's a lot of stuff going on in this town right now. If you wanna help the people get a better opinion of this guy, you're gonna have to go out and figure out exactly what the issue is. She kind of goes,
Maybe we can help you look into some things from concerned citizens. You can just point me in the directions of who's concerned, and I can do the legwork from there.
I would go talk to the woodworking people.
Okay.
Kind of goes, a lot of them had issues with him in particular, and I know that there was a specific group that came to me with some questions that I can't answer, and he refused to answer them. So
Understood. Well, thank you for your time, Roll. I'll take my leave and see if I can't be of assistance. And I'll head over to the prison to try to get Leovar to help me with this part.
okay, Leovar's just in there, and you see him.
Shooting the shit.
Yeah, he's handed. It looks like he has like wine, and he's drinking it, and he hands like a mug of it to the half orc, and they're kind of like drinking. And again, the second you show up, the half orc takes a step back from the bar,
Yeah.
and Leovar just kind of goes like, "What's up?"
Django's okay.
Good. I was more worried about anybody that tried to put that man in.
I kind of gave him that little tidbit because I'm not gonna just let someone try to take him to jail or
Yeah,
do
no, I
something.
don't think they'd be successful.
And neither do I. It might just make other things complicated. So I have a starting point. I could use your help if you're able to come help
Sure.
with why David's in here. And I gave him a little bit of a wave, but I try not to force my presence on him. But I'm hoping that if we can resolve the reasons why, then we can get him out of here sooner rather than later.
Sure.
So,
He kind of looks over at David and kind of goes, "All right, David. Well, I'm gonna go try to make you a free man." And he just kind of goes like, "Good luck." And he goes, "All right, I'll be back. Let me take the wine from you though, because I don't think the guard's gonna like that." And he takes it and he kind of
sad.
pours it back in. He's like, "I'll come back." Pulls out a loaf of bread and kind of goes like, "Here," and gives it to him. "All right, let's go."
Okay. And then as soon as we're like out of the barracks, out of the prison, far enough away from the guards, I'd basically just explain to Leovar, sounds like the head guard isn't necessarily the one lobbing accusations at him, but there's enough people and groups in town that she phrased it as she doesn't want to have to worry about the citizens tearing down the blacksmith, so she's locked him up and they're investigating the accusations lobbed against him. So she gave me the woodworkers, and some of the one group in particular with the woodworkers are lobbing accusations at him.
Okay.
So I figured if we can't figure out what that is, see if we can't resolve it, or find out what's going on and resolve it as much as we can, then we can kind of get the town to settle the fuck down.
Kind of goes like, "That's a good idea." Kind of goes, So she told you that the one that seems to be having the most issue is it's a woodworking place called 42 Woodworks,
Okay.
and it's kind of like on the other side of town. So you want to head over there?
Yes.
It's his rival, woodworkers versus blacksmiths. They're just nemesis.
They're just trying to take all the jobs in town.
Yeah, this is a wood cutting town. not an iron gathering town. Get the fuck out of here.
Even though they need, like, iron hatchets and shit.
We'll make wood hatchets out of wood.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll work.
Get out of here.
I will also give him a heads up that it sounds like they did have questions for David that he didn't answer. I didn't ask specifics, but we might need to ask him questions later, which I will leave to you because he obviously does not like me.
He kind of goes, yes, but you are better with people.
I can... Sometimes I am.
Look, I've just been bribing the man with wine and bread. As far as talking goes, you got to do that part. He kind of goes, I could steal from the man while he was asleep, but, you know, as far as anything else goes, that's up to you and the gnome.
Fair. I will do my best.
Although the gnome doesn't seem to be good at talking to people randomly. I don't quite understand.
I mean,
that.
that's also me. Sometimes I
Yeah.
can put my foot in my mouth pretty well.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't going to say it, but yeah.
Oh, I know it. Oh, I know it. But yeah, we head over to whatever.
All right, you get there. So, you can see that 42 Woodworks is this kind of, not the largest building, but it's a pretty large building set right next to what looks to be some warehouses for wood. You don't hear much action going on right now. Like, you hear some buzzsaws, but not a lot. And you can see that 42 Woodworks has this large sign out front, and it's obviously a wooden building, and it has some large windows. Windows are incorrect. It's like large just holes where windows would fit, but they're just open, and you can see dust kind of flying out and other things. So you get there, and Leovar just kind of looks at it and kind of goes like, wow, it's a nice building. Sort of.
I'm not the biggest fan of Northern Elves, but
Why?
many reasons that I've
Yeah,
yet
it's like,
to dissect.
Have you even met any Northern Elves, really?
Here and there, yeah.
Like,
They're a little stickler for weird things.
I mean, to be fair, their whole nation was destroyed, so...
Fair.
I forget that you know nothing about the Northern Elves. It's crazy.
I mean, my entire circle of druids was killed by the Dark Druid. And
That
all
sounds
that.
pretty bad. But, like, their whole nation was basically, like, kind of exterminated. And they're hunted. Now.
But why take it out on others?
You know, he kind of goes...
Maybe we can have this conversation another time.
Yeah, he kind of goes, it's a story.
Story for another time. Sounds good. Let's
Ask the dwarf.
Okay. I guess I can ask the
The
dwarf.
dwarf will probably have a pretty good idea of why.
Okay. Then I just head in. Like,
I think I had briefly summed it up before.
Yeah.
briefly, I'm still just... Vera's still not convinced. But she heads inside. Do I see... Is there anyone at the door?
There's not really anybody at the door. It's kind of a busy place, even though there's not a lot going on in here. You see that there are several people setting up wood. There's a large saw that's like cutting some wood, and there are trees that are being like shaped and shaved from their bark, and people are moving like these kind of like these big barrels and other stuff around. It's still busy, but it's up to you if you want to interrupt.
So the whole thing just kind of like looks like a warehouse, essentially, instead of like... There's not like a front desk kind of thing.
Oh no, there's no front desk here.
It's just workplace.
Yeah, it's like there's a lot of work going on. You do see what looks to be an office, kind of like in the back right corner. Like you kind of have to like
Go
maneuver
through it.
your way through there. But yeah, there's an office in the back if you want to
Do I see anyone bossing anyone around? Can
Yep.
I use like a sense motive?
You don't even have to sense motive.
Oh, cool.
There's a big loud dwarf standing on what looks to be like a kind of like a raised platform in the center, and he's just got this big beard and is just standing there, and he's like, "Hey, get back to work! You're slacking! I told you, John, don't you slack on that bandsaw! It'll take your hand!" And you just hear like the human go like, "Ah!" He doesn't pay 2 cents to you. He's doing his work, but if you have to pick someone in charge, it pretty much sounds like it.
Fair. Valid.
The accusation suddenly makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit. And my comments about Northern Elves retreat a little bit into my mind. So I just try to walk over and give a bit of a raise of a hand and... Hello, dwarf. Is there anyone I can talk to here for 5 minutes?
He kind of looks at you and just kind of goes like, he looks you up and down and kind of goes like, "Ah, great, another elf. What do you want?"
I wanted to talk to...
Look, if you're asking about like the tables and shit, I told you we are not shipping those for at least till after this nonsense. So you can go back to your nice little pretty home and they'll be there some other time. Don't worry about it, missus.
I'm investigating New York.
Yeah, he's guilty. Anyways,
Yeah,
He
I'm
walks.
looking into it.
he kind of goes, "Nothing to look into."
So if we just claim guilt without investigation?
He kind of goes like, he stops for a second and looks back at you. "Are you the guards?"
No, I am part of the adventuring party that's here to help the city.
"Ah, so you're not from around here.
No.
So you don't
I
know.
thought that was quite obvious.
Well,
We're from the house, so we have a higher power that we need to investigate to. So please don't waste our time and be straightforward, Master Dwarf.
He kind of looks at you and just kind of goes like, looks at all three of you, kind of goes like, "Well, I don't know what house you're from, but you should have led with that instead of trying to circle back around. Anyways, I have a lot to do today, but what are you asking?"
What are the exact accusations you are claiming against the half-orc?
You want the exact accusations? Mm-hmm. Follow me. And he walks
follow.
off to his office, and he gets to his desk and pulls out some papers, and he has like 5 of them, and he sets them down, and he just kind of goes, "Those are all the accusations. I've sent them over to the guards, and the guards did what they thought was right. If you have any other questions," he kind of goes, "you can review the documents."
Perfect. That's all I need.
All right, can I get back to work?
Feel free. And I just pick up the papers.
Wonderful. He walks off.
Alright.
Sorry to interrupt. I felt like we were going around in circles, or he was just gonna yank his chain with it.
Oh no, very nicely done.
Sometimes even dwarves are still stubborn. I've been noticing even the ones that are still up top. So sometimes you need to raise a little hell to get the needle moving.
Hey, we all have our sticking points.
Leovar kind of goes like, "I like it, but let's not throw around the whole 'we're with the house' thing. I don't like the house."
I don't either, but we're sent by them, kind of.
I mean,
so
true,
I figured
absolutely.
he'd probably report to them, and that would get us a bit more moving forward.
Maybe. It's just...
Hey, it worked.
No, it did. I'm just saying, I just don't like to be...
Associated with that?
No,
That's fair.
I don't. Noble houses, yeah.
Let's just take these papers and go for now.
Yeah,
That way,
absolutely. I feel like we've worn our welcome.
I don't think I was ever welcome.
True. Well, I don't know.
Amscray.
Okay.
And I'll read through the papers on our way out. Start reading them, at least.
All right, so as you read over them, do you have any random professions or
Professions? No.
or
I have sense motive, knowledge nature, knowledge arcana.
Ooh, do you have decipher script?
No.
Oh, darn.
I have craft toy making.
No.
What the fuck?
Folds paper in the origami.
I have intimidate. Wait, no, I don't have.
I intimidate the paper.
Exactly. Yeah, concentration and
Tell
diplomacy.
me
I
your
don't
secrets,
have.
paper. I will burn you. Okay, roll me a knowledge intelligence.
What?
Just roll me an intelligence check.
Okay. I'm like, knowledge, intelligence, what? 16 total.
What's your intelligence?
12?
All right. So you read over the papers the best that you can, and unfortunately you don't seem to draw a great conclusion off of these. It seems like these seem to be generic accusations of times and places where the half-orc can't or won't tell, like, the guards where he was going. And it seems like this dwarf has signed documents from several people saying, like, the half-orc left on this day, was gone for this long, unaccounted. We don't know where he went. We don't know what he was doing. We just know that he left town and didn't come back. And specifically, most of these seem to be during the month where the mayor hasn't been here. And he even, like, two of them are recent enough to where, obviously, from what you've been told, might have been during when these orcs were attacking the town. Or it started. So, but, like, he just wasn't here. And people saw him leave, and he won't tell anybody where the hell he went.
Vera heaves a heavy sigh and kind of like looks at Leovar. We're gonna need to get David to tell us where he was.
Why? What do the papers say?
Basically, it's not saying what he's doing. It's saying that he's out of the town during specific times and he won't tell people where he was. So they're lobbing the lack of transparency and being able to be babysit for a whole month as he's colluding with the orcs, essentially. They're using a lack of knowing where he is at all times to accuse. And if they're willing to be this upset for an absence of information and not even proof, I don't see any proof in here. The only thing I'm able to think of is finding out what he was doing.
Does it give any specifics, like, of which gate he left, or, like, what direction they saw him heading? Might give us a way we can check.
A little bit?
In the papers, you see that he normally leaves through the Harvest Gate, which is the one that faces towards the forest. He usually travels kind of, like, out and south. And
So
he's gone anywhere from his minimum gone time is like 6 hours. Like, he's gone for a decent amount of time.
Yeah.
And one of the most early ones, he was gone for like 3 days.
Oh wow.
So he's obviously doing something, but nobody knows what the fuck he's doing, and he won't tell anybody.
Yeah. So we could either a little bit, and there are a few signed statements from people that have seen him leave, and it's through this gate primarily. We could either see if you can't pick up tracks and see what he's doing. That way we can find out and actually do an investigation.
The track should be very old by this point. Like, the most recent, I mean, he's been in jail for like over a week. So.
But if you said south, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming Vera had relayed it to me.
Yeah.
Everything has pointed northwards. If he's heading south, why would they assume it's him?
Yeah, most of the fighting's coming from like northeast, north, like it's anywhere from east to north. So it's within that span. So him going south is kind of
contradictory.
Yeah.
So we could either explore to the south and see if there's anything there, or try to talk to him again.
Is there anything south of the city that we know of, like on our
Yeah.
way in?
No, so you didn't see anything on your way in, because you guys, the road comes in from like south. The road to Woodguard is like southwest.
Southwest.
And he usually goes out like southeast. Like that's his general.
We would
Nice.
know it would be kind of more or less forest still, right?
Oh yeah, no matter which direction you head, you hit in forest.
Okay, well,
I motion towards Leovar. You still have that map, right?
Yeah, he gives it back to you.
And I just kind of open it and show it to them. I noticed something about a green witch.
King was like, well, that doesn't bode well.
No, it doesn't. But
Let me head off to the. He looks at it for a second. The Green Witch brush. Ah, goddamn.
it's in the direction that it sounds like he was going.
Well, we don't know for sure, to be totally honest. I
It-
mean, like this map is pretty. He can.
It is, but
Looks like it was drawn by someone with no talent.
it's out the Harvest Gate, and it's south.
Yeah, fair.
So I don't know. We can talk to the others once they're done doing their thing, but I don't know if he's going to want to tell us
I mean, fair enough.
any more than he would want to tell the guards. I mean, I don't blame him for not wanting to be babysat, but
if Leovard can sweet talk him like he has been,
Leovar kind of goes like, look, I can talk to the guy, but I haven't really gotten any information from him. I was just trying to be nice because honestly, his situation's pretty
shit.
shit. And from
it
what
is.
I colluded, like, I don't think he's a bad guy. And honestly, he looked like he needed food.
Yeah. But if he has allies on the outside that can also confer that, you know, he's innocent, he might be more willing to talk, or we can find evidence to support that he's not in collusion with them.
I mean, yeah, we just have to
Something.
check.
Yeah.
So,
So let's see if we can't meet up with the others,
okay.
and
So,
then
you
go
guys
from there.
start heading back. Ezra, you
Yep.
you meet up with the surgeon again?
Yep.
Alright.
So he used 7 of my spells
All right. He's gonna need
earlier, so I've
he's gonna
got
need 6 more from you.
Good God.
2 more second,
This man is
3 more third, and a fourth, so it's going to use all of my spells.
Okay. This man is working overtime. So, you spend another hour with this guy. He does surgeries, and it seems like your magic's really helping him. And at the end of it, he wipes the sweat off his brow, and he's like, "Ah, man, you want to talk about a long day?" He just takes the rag, washes his face off, and he kind of smells the rag. He's like, "Oh, it smells terrible."
It's definitely a smell.
You do
Dealing
not
with
have-
the undead is worse.
Yeah, you do not have to tell me. He kind of goes like, "Oh," he kind of gets up and he's like, "Well, here, let me, for all the help that you've provided today." He walks to like this cabinet, opens it up, and pulls out like this box. And he kind of goes, "Maybe this will help you get better at doing your job." And he sets it near you. You see it's like a healer's kit. And he kind of goes, "I have like 5 more of these things." He kind of goes, "But you might need it out on the field with your friends."
Thank you very much. I will hopefully not need to use it very much, but if I do, it's nice to have.
Well, maybe it will teach you a thing or two.
Perhaps. Many thanks.
No problem. Are you trying to help the town?
That's the plan.
He kind of goes like, "Then could I ask a favor?"
What do you need?
He kind of goes, he picks up a bucket and he hands it to you. And you see it's like a bucket of water. However, when he hands it to you, you smell that there's this pungent smell coming out of the water. "Ah, you smell it." He kind of goes, "That's the problem." Kind of goes, "The well has been pushing up this kind of water for the past couple of days. I don't know why it's pushing up this kind of water, but it ain't no good, that's for sure. And he kind of points to some people and he kind of goes, not everybody's getting sick by it, but there are quite a few people getting sick by it. And honestly, it's not good to have bad water. Now, I know the fort has some reserves of water that we can use, but I'd much rather figure out what's going on with this. Now, my old creaky bones can't be crawling down a well and figuring out what the heck's going on down there. But I figure you seem like a dwarf, and the underground's kind of your home.
That's a very accurate statement, at least in my heart. But I will prepare spells to purify food and drink tomorrow and see what I can do about the actual problem. I believe they want us to focus more on the orc problem, but having people getting sick from water is definitely not going to help the situation.
Look, we don't have good water. We ain't gonna have guards to defend the wall.
No. Tell me, do you know anything about the blacksmith?
What about him?
Why they have him in jail?
Because he's a half-orc.
I've looked at some of the guards' equipment just passing by, and it's passable, but not for much longer.
Kind of goes, what do you want me to say? I'm a doctor. I'm not necessarily someone that's in the thick of everything that's going on.
Fair enough. It just helps to know public opinions, you know.
He just kind of like goes, honestly, I don't know why they put him in there. I've never talked to the guy, so I can't really say too much. It's not like I'm going to a blacksmith very often.
Fair enough. But,
Actually, wouldn't he be? For his
No.
surgical tools?
He probably sharpens his own, or has like other stuff, or maybe gets them shipped in. Blacksmiths are more for like,
I'd imagine like
Armor
he'd have
and
to
stuff.
go to like a crafts, like a artisan craftsman specifics for like stuff like that.
yeah, I mean, if the blacksmith there is really skilled, he might be able to pull off like the kind of edges you need for surgical tools, but other than that, you're looking almost more like jeweler's kit type sharpness.
Stuff that's gonna be precise, very detailed, and I don't know.
But I will definitely talk with the guards and have them pull as much water as they can. I can purify very large amounts in a pass.
all right. He kind of goes,
So I will bring that up when I am on my way out, and hopefully that will help with some of the reserves for the day until we can get a more permanent solution.
he kind of goes, well, I would go talk to the mayor about it first.
Understood. The acting mayor's name, what was her name again? If you don't
Clanson.
mind. Clanson? All right. I'll be sure to talk with her about it. And hopefully there's a speedy recovery to the people we helped today.
I hope so.
I wish you luck tomorrow, as I don't know what the plan is for that, but good luck,
Well,
and
I hope to
I
see
will
you
stop
tomorrow.
it if I can.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And I will take my leave and see if I can find Clanson.
Rip.
So you get outside. Josh, you're about done with all your stuff, and you guys kind of start walking, just past each other, and you guys all happen to cross each other's paths around the same time. So you guys are all back together
Oh, thank
again.
God.
Including me?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Well, you did an hour's worth of surgery, waited for an hour, and then you did an hour's worth of surgery, and then you were hanging around the old man talking and other stuff like that. So we'll just say it was
Well,
nice.
I didn't know that they were coming towards Keep.
Yeah. We were looking to get back with you guys because we need to figure out how to free the
You guys are all
blacksmith.
around the fort at the same time.
Yeah.
I would head back after to check on him anyways.
Yeah, you guys are all. The town's not too big.
How did the fort go?
I need to go talk to the mayor about their water situation, because apparently the well is pushing up bad water, and that's going to get everyone sick. I
Yeah.
can prepare a spell to purify the water if they can bring up a large enough amount, and that will be a stopgap until we have a chance to actually figure out the root of the problem. But that might be something it's worth taking care of before we actually start heading out towards the orcs.
Well,
Any luck on your end?
we need to find a way to free the blacksmith.
Dave, would the knowledge dungeoneering help me with like a check for like anything like with the well?
If you go to the well, you could use a survival check to kind of like check on the water quality. And then if you got into the well, you could use your knowledge dungeoneering to figure out what exactly it could be going on.
Wait, do you know where the well is?
Yeah, there's a well in town. He doesn't know
it's in
where it
town.
is yet,
Oh, okay,
but
okay, never mind.
Okay, I can check it out if you can tell me or help me locate it, Osgrim.
Well, that would be more a question for the mayor as well, so looks like that's our next step.
We do need to decide how we're gonna free the blacksmith. And because of the blacksmith, Django is also at risk.
A joy.
It's not necessarily because of the blacksmith, it's because of their race, which is very unfair to them. I may not have good memories of dealing with orcs of any kind, but
Well,
he did not
dwarves, elves,
seem
and
bad.
half-orcs have never gotten along well.
He's not swinging an axe at me or bloody cleaver. I'm okay with him.
Well, if he can help, that's all I care about. And a blacksmith is exactly what these guards need.
So, how long? Because I'd rather resolve the blacksmith as soon as possible, because he's basically just rotting away in a cell, and not being a help to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to take some time, and we're likely going to have to investigate outside of this city in order to resolve it. How long
Okay.
would it take to... Like, do you have that spell prepared for today, or would that have to be tomorrow?
It would be a tomorrow thing. Other than that, I am tapped on everything but my most basic magic.
Oh,
Well, I mean, we
They
still have to
had
check
a
it out.
lot of injured people.
I
And it was
could
not
imagine.
stuff that I could just fix with magic either. I was having to follow around a surgeon for the bulk of the day.
Oh,
He
God.
was very mean. He didn't even want me around.
Well, to be fair,
he's a
he
surgeon.
needs to focus.
Well, yeah, I was just going to sit there. Or help if
I
need be. an
don't
extra hand.
know you
He's
to
an old
sit
man
anywhere and
that's-
not talk.
Dealing with a lot of pain and death and bad situation. And not to mention he's old. Like,
But does,
probably going to die soon old for humans.
Oh, God.
but
That's
does
scary.
nobody put
Oh.
two and two together?
what?
Wells are usually from underwater reserves.
Yes.
Usually, underwater reserves are self-contained,
Usually.
so something must be affecting it.
I mean,
And what happens if it's your enemy that is affecting it? It may be connected.
That's
That
kind
is
of what I
true.
was thinking as well.
would knowing about wells and like if they're connected to other things be knowledge geography?
no.
Damn it. That'd be more knowledge nature.
Either way, it
be
seems
knowledge
like our
Really? Oh, damn.
Because that's underground.
Oh,
Dungeoneering is all underground stuff, I believe.
Because that can be used as a war tactic. I've never seen it used, but I've heard of it to make
Our-
your enemies sick and make them weaken.
our water
Um,
sources are very hard to access.
Real quick, David. Would I know anything from living in a forest? Would I know anything about green witches? Or would I know what hags are?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. They have a spot that's labeled the Green Witch on the map that the mayor drew for us. I don't know if you guys know what hags are.
Nope.
Bardic knowledge.
Yeah, so that's what that is.
I was waiting.
Would I know anything of hags?
16.
Do you have knowledge nature?
No. I have knowledge dungeoneering.
Then no.
16.
You've heard of the tales of what a hag is, of
Evil druidic type
an
witches.
evil woman that can disguise herself and prey upon people and kill them, and is usually pretty fucking evil.
Okay. That's about what I thought.
So, this spot on the map is either likening to a hag, because they're also called like green witches, witches of the forest. They typically are not good for the forest around them because they either eat something that they shouldn't, like people, or they just are evil and do evil things for power. So that also potentially could be maybe a source of this, or it could just literally be the name of that area. It could
Or-
be nothing.
It seems like the town is very rampant with ignorance, and they're just calling some druid that lives out there the Green Witch.
I mean,
That's
you
very
gotta
fair.
be careful with druids. Not all druids are good. I should know.
The few druids I've encountered are kind of weird. They're a little bit too obsessed with stone.
Have you ever heard of the Dark Druid?
I've heard of the Dark Druid, but I mean, the other druids in the area are very nice.
Yeah, they weren't. The court was very nice.
As it stands,
Yeah, those are the ones I dealt with.
we've got two obvious problems that need to be fixed.
Yes. Wait,
One
pause.
of them we have it.
You couldn't deal with the court of druids.
I mean, not to deal. Sorry, I misspoke. I mean, like, the druids I dealt with were very nice.
Okay. I'm like, they died before you were born.
That's what I meant.
His character could say that and just be wrong.
Yeah. I'm like,
He's like, I totally dealt with the court of druids. No, you didn't.
They were very courtly.
They were dead.
They were.
They died 80
it
years
could've gone,
ago.
Like, they were courtly druids. That was when I was like 10,
were you talking with the court of druids when you were 10?
maybe.
No.
They
I
were
can
ba-
tell you no.
They seem very
Roll a
courtly.
bluff check at -30.
Yeah. But yes, we have two issues to deal with. Do we want to talk to the mayor and possibly talk to her about both issues?
It would not be the worst situation.
Do you guys want to go around town and talk to anybody else before you do that? There are still you've talked to the guards, you've talked to the barracks, you've talked to some of the woodworking people. There are still other people in this town if you want to talk to them. So just throwing it out there, not saying you
Yeah.
have to.
I'm also going to throw out, it seems like the blacksmith problem is probably a little more complicated and mired in the politics of the town, where water is very necessity and a lot less convoluted. If we might want to focus on the one problem immediately.
Well, could we just check that out right now? Because the well's just like in town.
If it's a monster problem, no, because I don't have any more healing.
Well, I'm assuming
No.
there's not going to be a monster inside the middle of the town. If the whale is there.
No, but I can at least scope it out if something is the issue with the water.
Yeah.
I can come right back out. And
Yeah.
if we know if there's something wrong with it, we can prepare for it overnight.
And like I said, I can prepare to purify a large amount of water in the morning as well. They just need to have it pulled and ready to go. It will be a stopgap in case we do want to focus more on the blacksmith situation.
I do understand that. We have to figure out how we want to resolve the blacksmith issue, because I've already been talking to some of the people of the city about it.
Maybe talk to him about why he won't answer.
Leovar kind of goes like, no, we haven't asked him directly yet.
Not yet. He doesn't like me.
He's not gonna like me either.
No, I imagine not. So, I mean, I also wouldn't like being accused of stuff and expecting to answer for my every single whereabout. Like, that doesn't sound fun either.
I understand that, but I mean, if he can even give us a heads up of what he was doing, or if it is something that's the town isn't going to accept and we can resolve for him.
I mean, potentially we could do that. That was one of the options. Or we could talk to the people who have submitted their written statements about seeing him leave town, ask them more questions, and potentially do an investigation of our
Written
own.
statements.
I pull out the papers and I have a whole thing for what he's quote unquote accused of, and it's mostly just he wasn't in the city during this time. Like one day
Let me see that.
I hand it over.
This looks like dwarven type write-up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I not read over
And
your
I
shoulder?
just look
but,
over it with
read over
any
it.
sort of competence with how much I do paperwork in the Stone Hall Warriors.
I mean, it's very straightforward, easy paperwork. Unfortunately, you're not familiar with like the legality of like guard paperwork, but no,
I worked as a mage guard.
you worked as a mage guard. You weren't doing paperwork.
I wasn't having to do paperwork?
Not the paperwork that we're talking about.
Oh, that was I was hoping.
I mean, like, you might have a better idea of what it is than anybody else, but
It was one of those, like, he reads a page and I, like, have my hands up to read it after he reads it.
I was more just interested if, like, I could see any sort of consistent pattern or potential prejudice in how it was set up and drafted.
Oh, you could hear it in his voice, believe me.
Yes, but on paper, that's a lot easier to prove.
so there definitely is, like, there's a pattern to the paperwork where he's very precise in knowing kind of when this guy, like, he has several people confirming the half-orc leaving, the half-orc coming back, and Josh's character helps you kind of like read over this stuff and understand it a little bit further because he's more versed in it. However, between the two of you, you guys actually get a lot of information because these are dwarven paperwork. So like, you haven't dealt with dwarven paperwork, but he hasn't dealt with like guard work, but you have. So between the two of you, you kind of get like this idea of like, this guy has set up this paperwork. He's got several people colluding, or several people confirming like, hey, he left on this day around this time. We see that he's leaving from here. And again, sometimes he's gone for upwards of like 3 days, but it's always like a minimum of 6 hours. And there definitely is like one of you roll a sense motive. Only one though.
You.
I got wisdom. 22. Rolled a 19.
All right, so you can definitely tell that these were definitely set up with some biasness in them. Like, this isn't like a super strong argument to like put this guy away. However, the argument is sound. It is weird that he's disappearing. It is weird that he's not like confirming. And a big part of this whole argument is like, you can read kind of in between the lines. It's like, he's leaving. We don't know where he's going. We got attacked. I think it's odd. These people are confirming that he's leaving during these times. Like, we don't know what's going on.
And how
What
come
is going?
he's safe?
Yeah. How do we know that he's not going out there and like doing like giving them information? You know. So it is kind of biased, but it's also not a completely unsound argument. Like, this isn't just like super like, he's half orc, fuck him, put him away. It's like, this guy has a reason.
It's questionable.
It's questionable
at the
at best.
base.
It definitely does seem like this guy does have a little bit of a bias, but it's not enough to like throw out this argument.
Yeah. So it does seem like if we could get an answer from him and then confirm the answer,
Possibly, but
on
no
our end,
guarantee.
it would help a lot.
Yes, but no guarantees because again, the if he's not confirming, then there's an issue. So
Yeah, we would have to get him to confirm, and then we would have to go out and confirm there.
yeah,
Yeah, I'll just basically relay it. It's a sound argument. It's convoluted at best, but it's enough where unless we can actually get him to give us some sort of an idea what he's doing and then go confirm that ourselves, this is going to be a lot harder than just wandering around blindly. I'll go with you to talk to him, but I mean, you're the kind who actually can talk better.
I don't.
I just understand the paperwork.
I'm not saying we need to do this right now. I'm just saying we need to decide if we're gonna just try to talk to him or if we're gonna try to investigate first. Like, what do we want to do first?
It's going to save us a lot of time if we can talk to him.
Okay.
A lot of time. You want me to attend you with this, or shall I go talk to the mayor about the water situation first and foremost?
If anything, Guard, you want to go with me, and then you and Thera can go talk to the mayor?
Well, for the well thing, can't just me and Thera go to the well and then go check it out?
Where's the well?
We could go try to find it.
And if it's a problem, the mayor might have it guarded and not want people to go down there. Either way, the first option, going to the mayor, is going to save us time in bureaucracy.
Okay, well then... Yeah,
Not to mention, like, if it is something we can't fix right now and the well still works to pull up water, if we can get a barrel or two of that pulled and I can purify it tomorrow, that's going to save the town a lot of problems, because there's a lot of people in that infirmary sick just from this.
Yeah, well, then me and Thera can go talk to the mayor, ask about the well. We can pull water.
I don't necessarily think it's a good idea to have a dwarf and an elf go talk to a half-orc that's just dealt with elves and dwarves accusing him because he's a half-orc.
Oh, why don't we go get Django?
You want to bring Django and parade him around town and take him into the barracks and a prison where the head guard is already trying to keep the peace, and that's why a half-orc is in prison. You want to do that. You think that's a good idea.
I just thought he'd be a buddy.
Well,
talk to him.
I am
It
sure
doesn't-
he would be.
it doesn't
But
seem
if-
so much of a prejudice problem reading through the paperwork. It just seems to be fueled by it. Like, these arguments are sound. It doesn't seem like they're pulling this out of their ass and are just targeting half-orcs. Yeah,
Are
it's-
there any
it's not
other
like-
half-orcs in town?
I mean, I highly doubt it, but I mean,
Is anyone else being looked at with a fine-tooth comb like this guy is?
Were there a bunch of half-orcs in the jail?
No, there was barely anyone in jail. A few crazies.
all I'm saying, if you do want it to go smoothly, it's a risk that you take, Django. But I mean, that you're the talky person.
Yeah, and I'm saying, as the talky person, we should not parade Django around town. I'd rather
Then
him
don't
stay.
Just go.
Huh?
And don't just go talk to him.
Okay. I will just go.
And I can go with you if you're saying you're wanting other people. I can go with you. I was just suggesting.
Yeah.
Django.
Me and Thera
Fine,
can
I will just go.
scope out the well as well.
The only reason I say for the well is if we need to climb down into it, I can climb.
So can she. She has spider climb.
Well, she also has the skill.
Yeah.
Just so that we shouldn't go down there alone.
Fair.
If it's just a scouting mission, you're not exactly a scout, my
I
friend.
wouldn't go in full plate.
Fair enough. I can only imagine climbing, and that is about as easy as swimming. Needless to say, you don't.
No.
But, yeah, if you can get anything out of the blacksmith, that would be extremely beneficial.
I will try.
And we'll see what we can about the well, and I guess meet up at the inn afterwards, or do you want us to swing by the prison?
I mean, I don't imagine I'll be there very long, so I'll just go to the inn afterwards.
Fair enough.
So, I will go to the prison.
Okay. Anybody going with you?
Do you want me to go with you?
You can go to the well like you wanted to.
Oh, okay. It was just a suggestion. That's fine. I can go with you if you'd like me to.
It's fine.
Okay.
I mean,
Leo-
Leo can go with you.
Leovar will go with you.
Okay.
All right. So, you get to the prison. You check in with the guard, get back there, and he's just sitting on his bed.
You said there's guards kind of nearby?
There's one guard that's kind of like in the back. Like, he's probably like 3 cells down. Like, he'll probably be able to hear you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I just kind of like walk up to his cell and just pull over the stool that Leovar was using earlier and kind of give a, hey David, how's it going?
He just kind of shrugs.
Fair.
Leovar kind of goes like, I'm gonna go talk to the guard real quick.
Sounds good. I'd kind of give like a 30-second beat to let Leovar do his thing.
Mhm.
So we're trying to, and I lower my voice. We're trying to get you out of here. Did a little bit of digging on the people why you're in here. It would technically be simpler if you just kind of gave us where you were or the situation on your side, if you're comfortable with that.
Roll diplomacy.
Let's see if I can roll higher than a fucking 13. No. It technically is higher though. 19 total.
So he kind of like looks at you for a second, and he kind of goes, I have been leaving this village every once in a while to go south for the past 3 years. It's only become a problem recently.
I know.
So forgive me if I don't want to just tell everybody my business, especially when everyone's accusing me of shit that doesn't make any sense to me.
It doesn't. I know. I'm not seeing a way to make them back down without that information.
He goes, even if I gave you the information, it's not going to make them back down. It's going to make them more paranoid.
Is there anything that we can help with?
He kind of gets up and walks towards the bars. He goes, look, if you want to go to the Southern Forest and find what I was doing, go to the Southern Forest, go deep, pretty deep into there. You're going to find some trees that are marked, and go beyond those, and you'll see what I see. He kind of goes, but I won't say any more than that, because I don't want to cause any more trouble.
Alright. I was already planning. I mean, the reports kind of said that much. I don't mind doing the legwork for that, so.
You will, however, need... He kind of goes, you're going to need to get into my workshop, however.
Okay.
You're going to need a specific set of arrowheads.
Okay. Any particular kind of... Like, what kind of arrowheads?
They're a specific type that I've crafted. You shoot them up in the air and they make a certain sound. That's all I'm telling you. Kind of goes, they're easily labeled. They're in my office, more or less, in a drawer. And there will be a bundle of about 10 of them.
Alright. I'm not the type to do that, but Leovar can help. We'll go ahead and do that. I appreciate you talking to me.
Don't make me regret it.
I will do my best.
He goes and lays back down.
And I'll get up, put the stool back where it is and kind of like peek over where Leovar is / was.
Yeah, he's talking with the guard, and they seem to be laughing. He's just pouring him some wine.
Yeah. I'd walk over and be like, I think we're good to go. See if we can't help out with the well problem.
Okay, cool. All right, well, I'll see you later. And the guy kind of goes like, yeah, you have a good rest of your night. Here's some more wine for you. Pours it for him. Don't work too hard. And he walks off.
And I'll wait until we're a few beats away from the thing. And so looks like you or Thera's sneakiness will come in handy because we need to get into David's workshop.
Oh.
It sounds like he was taking care of stuff in
What
the
does that mean?
southern forest for the past 3 years.
What does that mean?
He wouldn't tell me exactly, but we need specific special arrowheads that he's crafted, and they're in
Fuck, do we need arrowheads?
they're in his office, in a bag in his desk, and there's about 10 of them. So we need to get into his workshop.
I mean, I can do that, no problem.
I was hoping. And then we'll need to travel south and find out what he was dealing with. Because he wouldn't tell me, but if we can find it ourselves and maybe take care of it, or at least know what it is, then we can potentially convince the town to calm down. Or know that they would panic more, because he said that he also didn't want to tell them because he thought they might freak out more. So,
Oh, that doesn't bode well.
no, I don't like it. But if there is a problem that he was handling on his own, maybe we can permanently handle it, depending on what it is.
Maybe. I don't know.
Same here,
Sounds kind of sus.
a little bit. But that's what I've got for now.
All right. Let's go.
At least it's
Let's
the next
go. All right. So, the other group, you guys get to the mayor's house. You guys do the whole walk through the garden, get inside the house, get inside there. You guys see Clanson sitting in front of the like a table, seems to be talking with somebody, and waves you in. She kind of goes, so, what do I owe the pleasure?
We were wanting to discuss what's been happening with the whale. We've been hearing some problems with the water.
She kind of goes like, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't heard much about this. What's the issue with the well now?
I was working with Samuel earlier to tend to your wounded, and he brought up a issue with the well turning out bad water.
Ah,
To my knowledge, you have a store of purified water for the guard, but that's only going to last so long, to my knowledge, and anyone else in the city may not be very healthy after drinking it for an extended amount of time.
well, I'm gonna be honest. I think he brought it up to me a couple days ago, but there's been so much other stuff going on. Do you really think this is gonna be an issue? From my understanding, it just smells bad.
Yes, but if it continues on, you won't have guards to protect the city, or you might not have citizens worth protecting of the city. No offense.
I'm not.
If
I'm
you
not
run through
offended. It's
your
just
supply,
we're currently drinking this water, and I know a few people have gotten sick, but
if it is something that could escalate, it's probably smarter to nip it in the bud now.
I agree. You also have to understand I have orcs and other things
yes.
at my front gates, so
We will do what we can to look into it, but I was going to propose for a stopgap. If by the morning we could have a large amount of water pulled from the well, I can purify a fairly decent amount.
she kind of like goes, look, I don't have enough people to start pulling large amounts of water out of a well, especially a well that's not too full.
No, it's just like we could just have access to do that. Like I can just do that for a while.
If you want to pull
yeah.
up well water, you have my blessings. And if you guys
That's
want to
why.
fix the well, like by all means, we can use any help that you can. I just don't have a bunch of people on queue that are going to be willing to do that right now.
Oh yeah.
Unless you want to start trying to convince people. A lot of people are just trying to,
Survive.
well, and a lot of them are panicking, unfortunately.
We'll do what we can about some water.
I appreciate that.
Do you have somewhere that we could store it until I can prepare the necessary spells in the morning and purify it?
She kind of goes, she kind of goes, if you want to go to the woodworking area and see if they have any extra barrels, I know that they have some barrel makers in there, although I don't know how many that they have. Outside of that, I know the fort has about, I think, like 4 days reserve. So,
Okay. Yeah, I'll go talk to the woodworkers and see what I can do.
And
Thank you for your time.
where's the well located?
the well, she kind of tells
Gives a
you exactly
description.
where it is. It's kind of near one of the districts.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, then I guess
Like, I would just look through it on the map, but reading everything sideways, it's going to take me time.
Yeah, the well's not marked on the map, so don't worry about it.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, I will start making my way over to the woodworkers.
I'll go join you.
Right. So you guys get over to the woodworkers.
I guess going in.
Yep, I'll go in and see if I can flag down someone that might be able to help.
So you see that there are two woodworking areas, like two woodworking shops. There's one off to the left that reads 42 Woodworks, and the other one's called Myers Lumber. Which one do you go to?
The woodworks.
Does either one look like it may or may not be more like barrelers or?
You can't tell from the outside. It looks like Myers Lumber is definitely a bigger building, while 42 Woodworks is smaller.
I'll go to the Myers then.
Okay. So you go to Myers. So you go to Myers Lumber, you walk in, and as you walk in, there's like this long desk that's in front of you. And behind that, you can see these big trees being cut down to size and bark being scraped off. And there's a large bandsaw that's off right now that obviously isn't doing anything. But you see a whole bunch of people working on different stuff. And as you're walking in, you see that there's like basically like a ringer bell. Like, it's a big bell. It's obviously gonna make a fuck ton of noise. It says gong for service.
Oh, it's okay. Is there anyone like
There's nobody like
near
near
the front
you
desk? And
looking
I'm
at
gonna
you.
gong it.
All right, so you gong it, and it lets out this terrific like boom, and you see someone kind of like look, and she starts to walk over.
Perform scene check to see if it's in tune. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
This woman walks over, and the bell's still sort of ringing, and she walks up and kind of like touches it, and so it like stops. She kind of goes, "Hi, can I help you?"
Apologies. I was wondering if you would have any barrels on hand.
I have some. Why?
Would I be able to purchase some for?
Absolutely. If you want to purchase, we haven't had any good business in here for weeks.
Yeah, we're trying to solve the water problem and drawing
There's a
some
water
and
problem
purifying
now?
it with magic. Have you smelled the water coming out of the well?
She just kind of goes like, "Well, I have, but I just boil my water anyways."
So it's probably not going to affect you. What I was going to pull up as much as I could in the next. I'll just look out at the sun. It's like, I'm guessing midday to getting on
No, I
evening
think
now.
it's like I think it's like 6. It's like at least 8 o'clock at night
It's getting pretty late. Yeah, because
because we got to the mayor's around like 1ish, and I spent like 4 hours or so.
yeah, and then you get so it's probably around like 6, like realistically.
Yeah. So I'm going to try and pull and purify a decent amount of water in the morning to at least mitigate that, as well as our group will look into seeing if we can solve the problem at its core when we
Yes.
can.
Yeah,
It
sure,
seems
let me
like there's
see.
a lot going on.
Yeah, sure. Let me see how many I have. You're gonna have to give me a second because I have to look up how much a fucking barrel costs.
Yay,
You're
arms and
welcome.
equipment book.
I'm looking at it. I don't see it immediately.
There's no.
Yeah, I don't
barrel?
think that's in the arms and equipment.
That's odd.
It might be in the player's handbook, to be totally honest.
Really? Weird.
Well, it is an item that is of some commonality.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Adventure gear. Let us see. Nope, not there.
Yep, barrel empty right there.
Oh my god.
2 gold pieces. She goes, I have unfortunately only 1 available at the current time. All the rest of them are being worked on or not ready. She goes, I could work through the night and make another one if you really want it.
Barrel of water would be enough to last a day. Well, if the whole town is pulling from it,
Not even a
Yeah.
day.
not that long actually. Eesh,
Because I think a barrel holds like 30 gallons.
something like that. If I could kindly ask you to work through the night on the second one, it is my apologies. I will pay extra for it.
You don't have to pay extra for keeping water in town. Yeah. Barrel. A barrel of fun.
I don't talk about it.
Yeah, they don't even talk about it. Shit.
I guess it's just
Barrel,
called.
depending on the size, would be 30 to 50 gallons. Like, do you remember the barrel that we used for the fire pits at my brother's backyard?
Yeah, but
That's a 50-gallon drum.
yeah, I don't know what the standard medieval barrel though is because I know wooden
So-
barrels get to like a certain
Well,
like
you-
there's a specific size for them because of the way that they're loaded and everything else like
Yeah,
that.
well, you have to look at. You could look at a weight of like empty barrel that's roughly 30 pounds, because I'm assuming that's roughly accurate. You know what I mean?
I'm just gonna look up how
Yeah.
much a barrel holds.
Sorry for the logistics problem that
No,
I
it's
brought
totally
you
fine.
tonight. Was not my intent, but here we are.
Oh god damn it! They have like 40 different sizes.
Oh dear.
Because, I mean, you've got your probably small standard
It gives a
10-gallon drum.
Okay, we'll say it does about 40. Let's say 40 gallons. Like,
But, yeah.
yeah. She goes, yeah, no, 2 gold, and you can have it. You can have the one that I have, but I'll
I'll
work
just
through the night to get another one. But
I'll
maybe
give
I
her
might-
4 gold and many thanks.
no problem, sir. Anything else I can do for you?
I mean, you wouldn't have a small forge on hand here,
No.
because I understand the forge that is normally ran is currently shut down.
Well, yeah, half work, just disappearing in the middle of the night. Of course, we're gonna shut it down. Can't trust that.
I'm
we-
a blacksmith by trade, and I asked if I could get access to it myself, but I want to keep it down for investigative purposes.
Who knows what he's hiding in there? So, but I understand.
I will ask
Uh,
if she has a decent like block of wood for like crafting purposes.
She just kind of goes. She says very sarcastically, "No, of course not."
I mean, that's really to sell. I'm just like a pine of about like, and I do like a foot and a half by.
She
Uh,
rubs her eyes. Do you see where you're at?
No, I'm just asking if I could buy one. That's all I'm asking to do. I figured you have it,
I do.
and so yeah. So I was wondering how much for.
How much do you want?
That's what I'm saying about like.
You want like a pound of wood, 2 pounds of wood, 3 pounds of wood?
a
Block-
3 pounds of wood. I guess like 3 pounds
a
of wood.
3-pound block of wood.
Yeah.
All right. She goes back, literally just takes like one of the saws, turns it on, cuts it, kind of goes like, throws it on a scale. It's like 3.5 pounds. She kind of goes like, there you go.
3. How much is it?
I fucking don't know how much goddamn lumber costs.
Do we want to say 20 copper?
Hey, let's just make David like look up all the fucking most random shit in the book. How much is a barrel? I mean, at least a barrel was listed.
Yeah, better makes sense.
How much does?
I was just gonna like
Shush.
that way I can make
You
it toy.
shush. I'm reading.
Why don't I make it easy?
Shush.
He's reading.
Brina's saying like maybe equivalent of 2 torches.
Well, no, torches are actually very expensive because they're treated wood. Like they have special treatment. Firewood would be the
Yeah.
closest thing to it. So we'll say
I would say if there's anything in the arms and equipment of like
we'll do
wooden toys.
2 copper pieces.
Okay.
She gives you a nice block of pine wood because firewood costs for a whole day's worth 1 copper piece, but firewood can also be shitty wood.
Yeah.
So we'll say it's 2 copper pieces for a block of good wood.
Yeah, it's just one normally good log. That's all I'm asking for.
Okay.
So that's fair.
Passes it off to you. Anything else I could do for you?
That's it. That's all I need. And I just put it in my bag. This is for later.
Where do you guys go from here?
Do you want to go to the place next door or across the way and see
I
if we
mean,
maybe have it?
Yeah, we can check if they have another barrel as well.
I'll help, like, I guess, carry it.
I'll just shoulder the barrel that we do have.
It's 30
Oh.
pounds.
30 pounds.
I'll just let you know.
I say for
Okay, I
me,
can roll it.
That would
Brina
just
wants
put-
me to roll it. I will
Okay.
roll it.
You just have the gnome running it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh my god.
In full plate, though, I'm just, like, going deaf.
You're just gonna break
Chunk,
it.
chunk, chunk, chunk.
You're
Yeah,
just
I know,
gonna
right?
break it.
I
Right,
mean,
so you
in
get
my
to-
full plate, I only weigh 92 pounds.
Yeah, barrels aren't meant to have 92 pounds pressed from the inside. That's how you break them. So, anyways,
Or do a balance check on top, Brina's saying.
what?
I don't have balance.
Do a balance check on top of the
Oh, he
barrel.
doesn't have balance. He's just gonna fall. So, you get to 42 woodwork. When you walk in, there doesn't appear to be a front desk or anything. However, you do see a dwarf standing in the middle of this kind of like this raised platform. And he seems to be telling people like, all right, start cleaning up your stations.
I'll wave.
Who's here? Is it just
I'll be me and Thera. Me,
Thera's
Thera
here?
and Bosgrim.
Oh, okay. So he looks at you and just kind of, he looks at you two and then looks at Thera and he kind of goes, I already gave you what you want. What do you want?
I have another question. Would you have any barrels for sale?
He kind of like looks at you and looks at Thera and he's just like,
And then we already have a barrel that I'm like,
yeah,
pushing around.
looks like you already have a barrel.
We need more
We're trying
for the
to
town.
purify water from the well, and 1 barrel's nice. 2 barrels will be better. I'm willing to pay.
Roll a diplomacy check at -2.
Nat 20.
Okay.
Wow.
He just kind of goes like, he kind of goes, I have 3 on hand if you want them.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
What
Wait,
do
would
you
that
wonder?
would that be too much for you?
Nope. So, yeah, I'll pull out 10 gold.
They're 2 gold a pop.
I'm fully expecting this asshole to try and upcharge, so.
Well, he said they're 2
But
gold.
yes, I will. Yeah, I will take them.
They're 2 gold a pop.
Cool. I'll hand him the 6 gold then.
Anything else I could do for you?
That will be all, thank you.
All right. And he just walks off.
Chop, 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 chop.
He did not like that I kind of called him out earlier.
Most people don't.
Yeah, but we were not getting anywhere, so I kind of had to intervene.
All right. What do you guys do now?
I guess now we head to the whale.
All right. So you get to
Yeah.
the well. The well seems to be there seems to be 1 guard there, and when you guys get there, the guard kind of looks at you and just kind of goes like, "Ah, the mayor told me that you guys would be coming." It's just like, have fun.
Some barrels, so hooray. I'll just go and start lugging up water.
Okay. It's gonna be a long process.
Less long than green graves.
Bring up one of the once he brings up the first like bucket of water, I cast it. Let me cast detect magic on it just to make sure it's not magically messed with. I guess
By all means.
I do detect magic.
It doesn't glow.
Okay, it's not magical at least. Hooray.
Could I use a survival check again, or can we do that
You
one
can
thing that we
absolutely
were
use a
discussing
survival
earlier?
check. You can absolutely use a survival check on the water now if you wish.
I wish to inspect it then.
Yep, roll your
Give me
survival.
a second. Okay, 1
Oh,
second.
wait, I also have survival. Can I also attempt then?
Let Brina go.
You can help her and give her
Oh
a
yeah, there
plus
you go.
2.
Yeah, that'd be better.
I would also like to cast
Oh
detect.
no. I'm assuming I got birthday letter experience, so I would like to cash that in
You may cash it in.
because I rolled a 1.
Oh dear.
Looks at water. This is fine. That surgeon's crazy.
This is fine. That was awesome.
It's
That's
soda.
just fresh
It's
moss.
It's flavor.
yeah, it's
Okay,
flavored. It's
How
flavored
much
water.
does the assistance?
2.
Okay, so let's see. 23, thank God.
All right. So you can tell that there appears to be some sort of there's some sort of gunk in the water, and while actually in the water there's not a lot of it, you can tell that it's actually kind of plastered itself on the bucket, like on the inside of the bucket. And so when you wipe your finger on the bucket, you get this kind of this green purple kind of goopy substance. When you pull up the water, there's actually not a lot in the water, but obviously repeated, this bucket being down there is obviously collecting this stuff and it's settling in the bucket. You're not sure what it is, but with the 23, you can tell it's some sort of fungi that's growing and
God.
it's infecting the water supply.
Having flashbacks of fucking the fucking weird things.
Mushrooms.
I also am having said flashbacks.
There is a build-up residue that is not necessarily from the water itself, but I think from the well itself. Small traces of it can't really be seen, but I take a finger, wipe along the inside, and see if any of the residue comes off. Enough of this, especially for cooking, cleaning, washing, ingesting it day by day, it's probably, of course, going to make people sick. And this is not a natural color I've ever seen of scum. I'm going to suggest... How far can I see down in the water?
So the well is well over 60 feet. So you can kind of make out the very, very bottom, but it's kind of rough. You can see it's not just... Well, yeah, you can just see that there's water down there. You can't see any more than that because it's about 60 feet to the bottom.
I have 30 feet of rope. Does anybody else have 30 feet of rope? And can anybody swim? Because,
I can't do that part.
Wait, where is our pirate?
I know, right? Hey,
Oh, suddenly it's a good thing.
I have 100 feet of rope.
Oh shit, okay. Is the guard still here?
Yeah, but he's totally chill with whatever you guys are doing.
Okay.
Just as a functional thing, can I create water in one of the buckets as well?
Yeah,
Or barrels, I
Yeah.
guess. You could just...
the
The
barrels are
barrels,
all
yeah.
40 gallons, so
Let me look up how much create water
it's
actually
it's 2 gallons per level. Don't ask me why I know that off the top of my head.
Is there a cap?
Oh.
Do you remember?
Okay.
That I don't know. It's one of those weird.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there is no cap. You just get to max
It's
level,
just water,
and it's you're a level 40 sort of cleric or something.
So I can
I-
make 14 gallons of water just offhand. I will also create more.
Is there
of
no
that.
upper limit to it either? I'm
Not that I'm seeing.
yeah. I was
Hell
pretty
yeah.
sure there's
Is it
not.
is it a 0 level spell?
Yeah, it's a 0.
Hell yeah. We never think that you'll want to use it at level 20. 40
So-
gallons of water.
I'd
muted.
also
I love I love that in 3.5 they knew better. Literally says in Create Water, note, conjugation spells can't create substance or objects within a creature.
Ha.
So you
Literally
can't-
says that.
You
She's like,
can't make them. I create water in your lungs.
yeah, you can't do that.
Drown them.
You
Damn.
cannot do that. It literally says, no, you can't do that shit. Fucking choice. Good for them. You could waterboard them, but, you know.
I mean, if you're making like 20 gallons of water, like that's quite a lot of water.
Yeah, no, you could waterboard somebody with that.
Yeah.
You might fucking... I'm just glad that they have that note in there. That's fucking wonderful. 3.5 knew better.
1 cubic foot of water contains roughly 8 gallons. Okay, and purify food and drink allows me to do 1 cubic foot per level.
So, out
So
of
it's going to be
character,
much better to pull it. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
do you know how long this bad water has been going on? Because has it been about a week? Has it been about as long as our blacksmith friend has not been doing his thing?
Yeah, I was actually kind of starting to
Thinking that.
wonder that myself.
Uh-huh.
And I will
Uh-huh.
ask the guard that actually.
Sweet.
He kind of, like, shrugs and kind of goes like, to be honest, I don't know. You'd have to talk to somebody else. I was just asked to guard the well, and this is the first I've heard of bad water.
That's why I was thinking it's possibly a war tactic, but anyways, guard, can I please borrow your 100 foot of rope?
Of course.
Okay.
Do you know how to tie it?
No. This
I
is
don't
why we need Leovar.
Yeah.
Where is Leovar?
He's gonna love to hear that. We need you. Oh, you need me.
Well,
Hey,
he went with Vera, so
Fuck.
we might be able to get him back at the inn.
Well, wait. How much do you weigh, Vera? Or sorry, Thera? How much do you weigh? I could always just like drop you down in there.
I don't know how to swim. I've never had to deal with more water that goes like
Oh,
that's not in my ale cup or something.
I would like to cast Detect Poison on the bucket of water.
You have that prepared?
Yeah, I'm confused too, but I had it.
That's amazing. It glows.
I knew it! I knew it!
Yeah, this is being poisoned.
No.
Or
It is
no, it is
poisoned.
poisonous.
I did not say that. Does not tell you that's being
Yeah.
poisoned.
Yeah, I quickly corrected
If
myself.
you want to
It's
say that, that's
poison.
fine. But I just want to make sure you understand. I did not say it's being poisoned.
Yeah,
It is just the water is poisoned.
Yes, the water is poisonous and will be
Poisonous. Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
problematic.
Wouldn't it be toxic because you ingest it? Because poison is usually through like fangs or like
blah, 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 blah. They don't get that specific in D&D.
No, I'm not going over the poisonous venomous nonsense.
okay.
You know what
And
it is?
poison is something that is ingested.
Eat bad.
It bad, very bad.
Yeah.
It probably would not bother us, but IRL would probably kill me right about now.
Probably the reason for your problems. So yeah, well, you guys go get Leovar. I'm gonna start pulling
Nice.
water as much as I can.
Guard, go get Leovar. I'm gonna help
Liz-
with the water.
Yeah, I was gonna
because
say
we're-
like I can help too, but
This is kind of a one-person job unless you've got another bucket and rope.
I've got rope. I don't have another bucket. That's what I was double checking.
Well, and to be fair, pulling up a bucket of water that isn't pulled directly over the well is very hard. You're just gonna knock out all the water.
Okay, I'll go get Leovar.
Okay. So, where were you guys heading after? I genuinely don't remember, Jess.
Well, we were just gonna leave, and then I told him about needing to be a thief, but I
He
assume
gonna do
that's
that.
gonna be tonight.
Yeah, you're not gonna do that right now.
So honestly, we'd go back to the inn because that's what we said we'd meet up back at the inn.
Okay. To
So-
be fair. Thera, are you gonna go to the inn?
I'm assuming because I don't know where the hell else in the town.
Totally fair. All right. So you get back to the inn, and around that same time, you see that Vera and Leovar walk in.
I point at Leovar. You,
Me.
your nautical nonsense is something that we need.
Vera just
So
giggles.
you need my help with water.
Yes.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah, no problem. Lead the way. Show me your water problems.
Okay, I leave and
No, he's gonna
hopefully
do it
he
be like-
follows.
You want me to solve water problems in a well? Fuck this.
That's what
I don't see a ship. I don't see an
a.
ocean. The fuck? You want me to go underground? That's you.
It goes first tie a rope. Okay, I can do that. Cha-cha-cha.
Now you go down there.
No, you go down that hole. What?
I'm not going down there.
I
It's a
can't
hole.
swim.
Yeah, but I don't like being underground. All right, so you get there.
Hello.
He just kind of goes like, "Oh, you guys want me to go do what exactly?"
We need
Tie a
the
rope to
water
the side
checked.
and then
Well,
go down
I'm
into the
just
well.
gonna be like, well, there's obvious problem with the water. It's poisonous, and none of us can swim.
Yep. That's why your
So-
nautical nonsense is necessary.
Nautical know-how. It's not nonsense. It's nautical know-how.
Thank you. Kiss ass.
Yes.
Let's just say I'm not too privy on going down a hole by myself into water. I may be able to swim, but there's one thing that you learn about water very quickly, and that's what is in water can sometimes be exorbitantly more dangerous than what is on land. And no offense, if I'm... How far is this hole?
What'd you say? Like 40 feet? Or no, 60 feet?
Or 40, 60 at max.
He kind of goes like, so if I'm 60 feet away from you guys, and something decides to pop out and fuck my day up, nah.
What? Why don't we? Why don't we do this? You tie the rope to me, because I'm the lightest one. I'll have a weapon with me, and then I can be lowered down into the water, and then you can climb down the rope and swim down in there, and then I'm right there with you.
You are brave, but you are stupid.
I'll cast
Do-
light on myself, so I'll be a
Do-
light
do you
source.
really think something that dangerous could be down a well?
Look, I don't know what's underground. Do you know what's underground?
No, that's kind of her thing.
Okay. Do you know
Well-
what's underground? He turns to her.
I can find out, but I don't know how to swim. I was going to hope that if you could go down first, tell me it's okay, I would go down after and get a feel of the fucking well.
I'm just letting you know that it's dangerous. Like, I don't know what's in there. And my experience with water, and I have quite a bit of it, if something is down there, it's a problem immediately. So, like, forgive my hesitation, but I just don't want to...
Fine. Wrap the rope around me.
No. That's not what
No,
I'm saying.
no.
I'm saying that we need to be
Let's
smart about this.
Think about this before
Yeah.
we go jumping down it with
do
new
we have...
information.
He picks up a rock. He kind of goes, Can you cast light?
Yes.
He just drops it down the well, and he just watches it. You hear like a sploosh, and he kind of goes, "Right." So there's at least a little bit of water down there. That's what we know. And he looks down. It doesn't. He kind of looks at the rope, and you see him tie the rope in a very certain way, and kind of sets it off. And he kind of goes, "You have 100 feet of rope, right?"
Yeah.
Kind of.
Or 2 sets of 50, technically.
Okay, so he takes the 50 and he ties off, like, kind of goes, do we... I mean, I can throw 100 feet... Well, no, more the merrier. Just throws it down there, you just hear... Sploosh. And there it goes. All right.
And it's silk rope, if that helps.
That's a nice rope.
I also ask for him to tie the rope around me.
He kind of goes, I'm going to climb down there. Just give me a moment.
You did not seem so gung-ho a moment ago.
Yeah, of course I'm not gung-ho about climbing into a well 60 feet down into water. No one should be.
I'll take off my armor just in case. I probably actually would have taken
You do
it
not
off.
want to jump down. My friend, 60 feet down into
No,
water.
I'll climb down. If it comes to it.
Okay.
Like you said, you don't know what's down there, and just in case I can climb down.
That is very true.
Need at least a few strong people just in case if we need to be pulled back up, because I don't
Yeah.
think I can climb that.
Yeah. Kind of goes. All right. I'll be
Oh,
right
sure, I
back.
can climb. I just can't. I have a feeling that'll be bad.
He goes, all right, I'll be right back. And he descends down into the well. He's gone for a solid, like, it takes him like 5-6 minutes to get to the bottom. And he gets to the bottom, and once he gets down there, he kind of like shouts back up. He's like, all right. So, do you know how to, does anybody know how to swim?
No.
No.
No!
Wonderful.
That's why we sent you in first.
No, that's fine. Just makes this a little bit more complicated.
Don't drink the water.
I'm not. I don't drink water
Sure.
that I put my boots into.
We should have had to take his boots off before he went down there. I just now realized that.
It's already poisonous. Those boots are not going to make it any worse.
I mean, fair enough.
All right. So, he sits down there for a little bit, and then he comes back up in like 20 minutes, and he's wet, like completely. And he kind of goes like, so there's a deep part right where the well is. Like they dug that out, and that's like a good like probably like 15-20 feet deep, but it shallows out pretty quickly. But where they're pulling from, it's there for sure.
Did it look like it's connected to anything, or it's just like a big pocket?
No, it's not a big pocket. It actually has a connection that goes down further. Like, not down. Like, he goes, I'm a human. I don't...
It goes over to a direction.
It goes on, and he kind of goes, the water flows in from there and is coming in. So,
I can take it from here. Thank you.
he kind of goes like, you're going to have to swim. You said you couldn't swim, right?
I can still climb, and I have a potion of spider climb. If necessary, I'll attempt to, where there's air pockets, walk on the wall, ceiling.
Kind of goes like, I mean, you could.
Let's
It just,
not be too hasty about that, Thera. If it leads somewhere else, there might be another entrance down there.
maybe?
Right.
He kind of goes like, I mean, I could investigate further, but I'd
I
rather not
am.
go down there by myself. That just seems like asking for trouble.
I wasn't going to go far, but I do have a basic light. This was my specialty. This was what I did before ever leaving my home. I have a very keen awareness about how layouts within things like this with stonework. This is what I was trained for. Or at least let me be some sort of use.
I'm just concerned about the water down there, and we don't have any means to ensure your ability to come back.
Wait,
That's what the rope is for and what I'm capable of climbing.
could Vera summon like a watery creature? I know she summons like things. Can she summon like a watery creature?
No idea.
I don't know.
Honestly, that elf's an enigma as far as I'm
Thinking
concerned.
about it, can she summon a watery creature?
I don't know. She summons horses with horns.
I know. That's what I'm thinking. Like a fish with feet. I don't know.
Wow.
So summon a Vaporeon. No. She her weasel just evolves to a Vaporeon. It's multi-changing.
That
It
would
could
be
be
a
a
fun.
Flareon.
That would be a fun gimmick with a familiar. You just change into different creature types.
You have to throw stones at it first, though.
Yeah.
I cast magic stone. It's a moonstone.
Yeah, it's a 1d3 and you roll to determine which stone it becomes.
Yeah, and then you throw it at the thing, and then it does.
No, it'd have to be a D4: Earth, Air, Fire, Water.
Oh, that's pretty fair.
Yeah.
And then the more levels you get, the more elements that you get, and the more random it becomes. God, that sounds like something we would actually make, like that stupid card thrower class.
This is if you choose to be like a wizard or sorcerer and you choose your animal, your familiar as your like bonus thing, and you take the improved familiar feat. Like you do
want
all
this
these
now.
things, and then it becomes something remotely fun and gimmicky.
You basically have a Pokemon
Yeah.
and a wizard.
No,
That'd be great.
realistically, you have a Digimon. Because it reverts back, and then you can revert it to other shit.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a
true.
Digimon.
It's a Digimon.
Never played Digimon, so don't know.
Fantastic.
Okay, back to the problem at hand.
Sorry.
Digimon. Anyway, continue.
Is it
Sorry.
something you think the two of you could go check out?
I only need a few minutes. It won't take long, and I won't go far.
We have no way to know if you drown.
Yeah, that's why hopefully if Leovar can go down with you.
I mean, I'll go with her. Just if she doesn't know how to swim, I can't.
If only you guys actually talked to me.
Well, I'm assuming you came with us.
No,
No, she didn't.
you guys just
you
brought
asked for
Leovar.
Leovar.
I'm
I've-
hanging out at the bar to make sure that Django is okay.
That's why I said, like, I don't know if if Vera has anything that can be summoned water based.
If you guys want to go get her, by all means.
Don't know if that'll help, but we can
We,
try.
we
Go get her.
can go ask.
Yeah, we just go
Well-
run over there.
Someone who has faster than a 15-foot movement, please.
Ah.
We're
I took-
losing daylight here.
Leovar goes. He's
I
like,
took
"Fine,
off
I'll go."
my arm, right? 20.
Leovar kind
I
of goes like, I'll
continue
go.
pulling up water.
God, fucking damn it.
With all the slow ass people.
We're burning daylight.
I don't have that spell.
Burning my wits end. That's what you're doing. All right. Leovar shows up back at the bar. He kind of goes like, so guess what?
What happened?
The well is poisoned.
And here's where we are going to end this episode. Be sure to join us next time in the land of Sonin.